Hi and welcome to our program. Today we are visiting the exhibition Transformations here at the Museum Uge14, a collaboration between the museum and the architecture school of Aarhus. Let's check it out.
Maybe we can, or shall we take the other model?
We can take the other model.
With the same character.
Did they also take Paul into consideration, or was it more Annie based?
I think it was, in this case, it was more her. And this group, both in the house and also in the chair, they were more focused on the material.
Okay.
In that sense of, well, of course the group before was also focused on material, but here it was more of a material being part of expressing the personality. So it wasn't just the structure, it was the way of how they perceive the character.
Okay.
And they've done that also in the chair, which we will look later on. I know that this model is so well made that you can take it apart and look at inside.
Okay.
But I really don't dare to do it here. But perhaps if you look inside here, you can see this this one sort of an axis that introduces the house. And then this grid structure is just something from the outside, sort of going over. I know that they were looking at the Louis Bourgeois sculptures, sort of these spiders being placed.
So they wanted to put something else here?
No, it's I think it's sort of something from the outside coming on top.
Okay.
Yeah. And also relating to the terrace. And I know that they included, I think that was a bit of a conflict in the project. Like, do we include the School of Architecture as it is now, or do we perceive the site as an elevated space without? And I think they were at some point thinking, okay, what if there are students and this is like this awkward thing placed, and then at some point, okay, maybe it's just a house, just for her, placed on this elevated space.
Okay.
And it's very, in a way, you could say primitive in that sense that you have this long axis and then you enter this volume, and that's where she's placed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a bit weird, but you can see like the axis that you just mentioned. I thought it cut here. Yeah. And it actually goes.
Yeah, it continues inside. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, and then so it continues inside, and then you have a space on both sides.
Like kind of a division.
Yeah, it's dividing the space. But it's a very radical way of creating a space in that sense. And then I know that they were working with the materials. So as you walk in this corridor, you could say, it's also like the notion of corridor. Is it a space or is it a not? Or are you transpassing and so? And then the wall, it has different materials. They were researching different colors, and also how is the light falling down on these panels. Okay. So there are these openings from it's from this side. Yes, you can see it from here. There's an opening for the light to come in, and then it's reflecting on these panels, which they made some mock-ups in, I don't know what scale it was, but sort of to show different materials and different colors and so on.
So it all, like, the walls kind of change throughout the
Yes.
corridor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How is that related to the character? Do you know?
Yeah, well, I think that they were also looking in the. She had this pig,
Okay.
which was called Misery as the film, and that's what they tried to express in the chair, and here I guess they were also looking into, okay, what are her these psychological expressions of how do, yeah, how can you take that and transform it into something concrete, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about the color?
Why it's blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually don't remember their argument for
Yeah, no
why it
problem.
was blue.
I was just wondering if it was like part of the model, or if it was like if it was going to be like that, if it would be built.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yes, but I don't know I suppose they were considering that it should be blue, but I don't know the argument for why.
And do you know something about, like, it? I don't know how to explain, but it seems like someone kind of dislocated the ceiling and slightly pushed
Yes.
it up. Is
Yes.
there a reason?
So, as I said, this model can be taken apart. So they build it in these panels. So, and I don't dare to do that. But we could lift the ceiling, and then we could see the panels.
Okay.
And they were blocking the view for her. So it's very enclosed space, and there's only light coming from above. So when you ask about this elevation of that, it's for the light to come in the from above.
And also, it's kind of similar to a prison. No?
Yes, yeah. Maybe she's imprisoned herself there.
And there's also this. Is this the panels that you were talking about? Like how, like, there's so many stripes inside.
Yeah, I think the panels were mostly in the corridor here, as far as I remember.
Okay.
What they were saying.
So do you know something about this?
And that's yeah. Those are some different panels. But okay. I don't know if we can look inside. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Maybe if you light it up and look in that direction, you can see that the panels, they are in the front and in the back, like they're changing.
Yeah.
So they were trying to work with this creating certain dynamics, I suppose, once walking. So it's also these panels, different material and different roughness, and I guess also color, and then being put in a different place so that the light is falling down in that sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Should we check out the chairs?
Yes. So we have these two.
This one is from the first one that we saw, or the second?
Yes, exactly. This is the first one we saw there, and that they had this focus of really the perception of that he is called Paul.
Okay.
So yeah, they were working with this relation between her and him, and the way of feeling uncomfortable. So so the chair can be put in this position, then it slowly falls down.
So it never stays.
No, and then it stays in this position. But then, if you sit down, it tilts even more. And I guess it's a way of Annie being so welcoming, and then once Paul sits in, then it's this sort of uncomfortable falling, and he's caught, and so.
Yeah, and
so
it's way harder to leave.
Yes, and it's very hard to leave. Yes, as you say. So once you're sitting here, maybe I don't know. Do you want to try?
Yeah. Why not?
Yes, I will try to be careful.
Please.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you slowly fall.
Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it really seems like it's going to.
Yeah, like you're tilting over.
Yeah, completely.
And then maybe it's not the most comfortable way of getting out from this position.
Yeah.
So you need to be like helped or.
Yeah.
So that's.
Yeah, that's nice for a nap, but not if you just want to sit down.
Yeah. I think what is nice to look at this one is like of course it's more clear, like you understand that okay, that's where you sit. But then also looking in the way they work with where does the body meets the piece, and also the joints. So it's a different type of joint that they're working with.
Yeah.
It has a certain aesthetic value, which is very nice to look at, but also that they're choosing to leave these sticking out. That can also express a certain way of joining. And
Seems like a warning, like with roses and spikes.
Yeah, that could also be. And then these wood plates. So it's not completed, right?
Yeah, it seems like there's something missing there.
Yeah.
And there, do you know why is that?
Yeah, like the way of sort of having it open, like this way of not having it closed. It's
okay.
There's maybe certain.
It's like kind of work in progress. Like
yeah,
can
but
be
it
changed.
Yeah, but also like in relation to the character, it allows you to study. It's not a maybe. Yeah, maybe you want to know more. Like maybe you are curious and you ask like, okay, why is it not a plate here and a plate there? I guess it's something to do with the character.
Ah, that can also be like a technique for her to draw in people.
Yeah, but also like how but also how why is it like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She has this normal house, and then all of a sudden there's something tricky.
Yeah. Yeah, but it really makes you wonder and like be curious and wanting to know more. That you fall into the trap and you literally fall. Yeah,
but this group expressed it very well in that sense that they decide that okay, we're expressing Paul being caught by Annie, and then in the furniture really does that physically, right?
Yeah.
It has this movement, it has this also aesthetically, and both like all the way from the detail of the joints, and then the structure, and maybe also the rhythm, like certain, and
It also kind of like I didn't see the movie, so I don't really know. But it kind of like when I fell, and it was uncomfortable because I was counting on it being a chair, but it's also kind of comfortable because you can like it's more a resting position.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this relates to the movie, but is the guy at some point, this Paul, how can I explain? He kind of settled down, like he kind of accepted that he was a prisoner, and he just okay, now I can take a nap.
Yeah.
I don't know if because I didn't see it.
It's good to. I suppose it's good to that your observation in that sense, because I think that he at some point when he understood, like, okay, there's no way of leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think at some point she broke his leg.
Oh.
So very radical way of saying that you must stay. But
So she was the one that put him in the wheelchair? Or did he have something before and then she just worsened the condition? Let's say.
Yeah, he was hurt before, but then she helped him to be better, and then she just wanted him. So yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
You can clearly see the thing that you mentioned. Okay, she lives in a normal house, and but then.
Yeah, there's something.
Things happen.
Yeah.
Damn. Cool. Should we go to the next one?
Yes, and that's this one. And I guess also, like, it's the same character, and it's very fascinating in that sense that you have the same character and a completely different result.
Yeah,
so,
I was just trying to see the similarities, no similarities.
Yeah, right. Like maybe if you look at the exhibition as a whole, of course there's the material used for the material is the same, but then where the body meets where the furniture meets the body, that's an introduction of introducing something new, and I think it's very beautiful to see it as a whole, that each piece is different, but still in a way you should find two, right? Because there's the same character, and I think that's also very fascinating working with anything really. Like, what is your how do you understand something, and how do you take it further? And I think here they really they had an incredible way of going in and in principle creating a new material. Like
yeah, what is that?
This is
it's weird.
It's guts.
Guts.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's what the butcher uses to pack the sausage from a pig. So
that's the relation.
Yes, exactly. So you have in the film you have Annie, Paul, and then the pig.
Okay.
And I think this is an incredible way of saying, okay, we take the gut, and then what can we do with it? And they when I saw them working, it was incredible. Like, you have to first clean it. Then you have to blow air in it.
Ah, so you mean, okay, I thought that you meant like the package that the butcher put the sausage in, but it's like the gut, the intestines.
The gut.
Okay.
Yes,
ew.
yes, yeah.
So it's real gut.
Yeah, it's real gut.
Ew.
Yes.
Why?
Yes, and it doesn't smell. No, now it's.
No, it did it smell
very good
before?
Scent. Yes, it had indeed. It smelled in a way guts smell, but also like the process of working. You have they bought it. They bought a huge package of it, and then sort of trying to say, okay, how do we work with it? And then they blow air in it, cut it, spread it, and then glue it. So this is extremely a lot of guts with glue.
Yeah, I was also wondering how was it able to stay in the same position? Yeah.
It's very stiff. I feel still very sorry because it was me that actually broke it. Yeah.
You should feel bad.
Yeah, but it's very stiff, and then very beautiful here in the light. So you can see the structure in it, and it varies, and
yeah. Like when I first saw it, I thought it was something like princess. Like, I mean,
Yeah?
I was very far away, but still, also because of the pink.
Yeah, the pink
And
is...
this part, if you stare at it from far, slightly far away, it seems like a bit glowy,
Yeah?
kind of. And I was like, oh, this must be a fairy tale.
A fairy tale, yeah.
Yeah, no, clearly not.
Yeah.
And is the pink also because of the pig?
Yeah, I think they are doing these. They're choosing the pink cloth for several reasons. One of them is also structural, so that it's more it can hold a bit better, but it also relates to Annie as a character.
Okay.
Having, and then the pig. So yeah. I also, you can see the...
I was also gonna ask, why is it connected here?
Yeah, it's pulling and holding these in place, and then it has a certain aesthetical value, introducing also a new material in a way, and also like if you look at the wooden structure, it's introducing this new way of joint. So this one, it's basically locking in this one. Mm-hmm. So you can see how it's pressed under it.
I actually have a question about that. How is it staying there together?
Yeah, so
is it glue? Is it?
I think they use a joint here, and then it rotates, boom, and then they put it in place, and then I think there's a joint. Yeah, it's
so basically there's like
glued.
It's like the same that they have there, but it's inside?
It's inside, yeah.
Okay.
So it's in between here.
Okay, and it's the same with this ones?
Yes, exactly.
So it's one in here and one in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's also creating there's also an expression. Like, do you want to show it? Do you want to express the joint and show how it's put in place together? Or do you want to work with two sticks meeting and then hiding the joint, so that it's almost like they're placed on top of each other? And I guess in this one they're doing quite a lot of things. Like here it's a double, so that the material can come in between, and then it's put in place in this one, also double, so that the material comes in between. Then you have an extra row in the back, so that it's holding this in place. So it's a interesting dialogue with the material and the tectonic or the structural way, and then the light way of introducing these materials. I think it's incredible to also look at these because they are very it's this sort of a comfortable sofa chair.
I thought you were going to say something nasty also.
No. No. But it has this kind of, I guess it's very playful, because also like, okay, this is something we know from a very pleasant sofa, and then it's this guts material, and then I guess it's also like Annie. Maybe she's nice from the outside, and then you meet her and you experience the other side of her. So yeah.
This one was very peculiar.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's also like looking at it as a whole, and trying to see, okay, what are the different materials introduced? Because those three, they basically have the wood planks, and then you have that one which is sticks with us, right? Yeah. And then you have 4 different ones. So I think it's quite exciting to see that you can you can introduce a new material, and then how do you work with that material, and how do you take it further? I think this is a really sort of almost creating a new material.
That's very interesting. And it's so funny with these things, because like with this, it just seems that they're placed together, and then like, I don't know, through the laws of physics or like not the real ones, obviously, they just hold together somehow. So that's a really nice.
Yeah, it's
nice
also
detail.
a certain way of lightness. Like, how do you want it to be light and put in place, or do you want to express that this is where the joint is holding it and it's very tensed at this point, right? So I guess different groups worked, or we worked with it in a different way.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if there's anything else that you would like to add.
No, I think we saw all the
Yes.
all the projects now.
Okay, then
Yes. Yeah.
thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank you.
showing us around.
Yes, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, pleasure
Yeah.
to us. That was it for today. Thank you so much for staying with us, and we hope you enjoyed the program. See you next time.